very much. We're going to move to our reports, which is our highlights from our school improvement plans. We'd like to invite Francis and Francis Battle up to the table with whomever you've brought with you, Francis, and introduce them.
Christian, well, they're coming up. Is there
Midley Park Elementary.
Is there?
Yes.
Christian?
Yes.
Is there? Where's it in the policy? I got a call today from a parent that was not allowed to speak because they were told they'd already spoken earlier this year. So is there a limit to what people can?
Well, that was the confusion that I apologize for.
But that parent didn't get a chance to speak then tonight because they were told not to.
Just introduce us by parent. She wants to speak as a parent. This was the one who was turned away. Can she have?
I was called and told I was not allowed to speak tonight, or my daughter.
Is that? I don't know who it is. Oh, and so do you want to address that as to why?
I think it was in agenda development.
Yeah.
I think the concern, Michael, is, and Chrissy, is that the previous speech that you gave crossed over those guidelines in terms of what you did was pass out information from students that you didn't have any permission to pass out, and also that there was some.
They gave it to me.
There was some concern about the tone of the comments that you made. So the question that was asked was, what other avenues have you pursued to get this problem resolved? That was the question.
Okay, so I came to you, that was April 1st, and I was never addressed on any of my problems that I have. And it continues to be a problem after problem after problem. I have 3 students at West High who I feel are not safe, and they are bullied by the administration time and time again, and it needs to be addressed.
So Kenneth Grover.
Where's
Kenneth? So Kenneth Grover is here with us tonight, and I'm sorry, is it Chrissy?
Yes.
Chrissy, I'm sorry. Kenneth, would you mind stepping out and speaking with Chrissy? I know he's been trying to reach you for the last 3 days. And so we would love for you, and if you feel like after you have that conversation with him and you'd like to come back to the board and speak to us, then please do that.
Maybe it's a better use of your time just to give her the 3 minutes instead of wasting 10 arguing.
No, we're not. Okay, I'm sorry.
Who do you work for?
I think that.
Who do you work for?
Best interest you serve.
I think that, Chrissy, if you're interested in speaking with Mr. Grover right now, we'd like you to go out and do that.
We'd like you to hear. Just let her speak.
It's 3 minutes.
I move
okay, so
that
with the
we
board,
follow the printed agenda that was released for this public meeting.
We move that you listen to us and hear us speak.
That is the motion that is current.
okay, so it's the rest of the board, you know, if they,
It needs to be noted that this is our business meeting, and oh my God, we have work that needs to be done.
Let's get on with it.
okay, so I'm just going to.
But part of the work is
Michael,
you just asked us for our opinion.
I actually didn't.
Yeah, you did. You said board.
I started to say something and then was interrupted.
So, but why are they allowed to give their opinion?
Okay, so Chrissy, would you please come up to the podium? But audience, you know, we need to have decorum, please.
So I wasn't prepared to come to the podium tonight. I was just here to support everything. But
okay.
So I don't have anything really formally but written. But I'm really concerned that, you know, it's been several months that no one would call me, email me. You know, I've talked on a certain subject, and I said there was more to that, but I had 3 minutes to speak. No one called to say, hey, what else is going on? Where can we help you? No one called me. And then when I called to address this issue again, I was called back a week later. And I asked for myself to speak, and also my daughter wanted to speak. And I was called and told that I was not allowed to speak, that it needed to be addressed in a different way. You know, it continues to be a problem at West High where where my children, not only my children, but other children, I have 3 children at West High, and they don't feel like they are able to get help that they need when they're being bullied or things are happening. We had an incident last week where a student was jumped in a bathroom, and another student went to get help from a teacher, and that teacher said, "Sorry, that's not my job. I can't help you." That child was in the hospital, and you know, so where do my kids, they think they can be safe. You know, they go to help. This is not, you know, last year my daughter was called from a teacher. She was called a bitch several times. She went to administration and talked about it, and nothing was done. And this is time and time again, and I'm done with it. I'm done that my kids can't go to school and feel safe. You know, my daughter was time and time again, and I'm done with it. I'm done that my kids can't go to school and feel safe. You know, my daughter was bullied last year from a teacher, and I'm not saying all teachers. There's some amazing teachers at West, and I love a lot of the teachers. But there's those problems that you go and you ask for help and they don't get help. I have a daughter that was bullied last year. She's at least her grade .0 average has never been below a 3.0. She's never not made a 3.0. And she's a good student. She refused to go to class the last 2 weeks, and we received a no grade because of it. But she didn't feel that she could go and get help, go report that teacher, because then she wouldn't be able to play soccer and basketball. Because when her sister reported being called a bitch, she was unable to be a cheerleader anymore. And they were told, she was told it was because of her grade point average that was too low to be a cheerleader. But she had a doctor's note saying from all the medication that she was on that, you know, she was supposed to have a 2.6. She had a 2.5. And they pulled her in. You know why she didn't get to be a cheerleader? Because her mom has a big mouth. So my kids are afraid to say anything anymore because they're afraid what's going to happen to them because of their mom. And it's not right anymore. She wasn't able to be a cheerleader. It wasn't because of her grade point average, because another teacher showed her that she had a higher grade point average than half the cheerleaders that tried out.
Christy, thank you for coming. Would you please step out in the hall and take over? Thank you. Thanks so much, Karen. I'm sorry about that. Let's go ahead and move forward.